I feel like my husband is making me compete with his partner. My husband, Dan, 40 male, and I, 34 female, have been married for 5 years and together for 11 years. We were monogamous until September of 2025 when he told me that he believed he may be polyamorous. And he asked me to open our marriage. By the way, this comes from user psychologicalt2076, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Meghana Indurti. Hi.
Welcome, Megan, for being our special guest today. She is a first-generation South Asian stand-up comedian and writer who got her start in Chicago,
Chicago,
and is now based in Los Angeles. She's written for The New Yorker, Reductress, and The Onion. What? Works in TV and film and projects at Amazon, and is currently touring her hour, She's So Prude, and off stage, she's a political economy researcher at Harvard Kennedy School. Thank you so much for being here.
Ooh, that makes me sound so smart.
Yeah,
Hi.
Put the glasses back on.
He's
Glasses back
too
on.
Yeah,
smart
the
for not glasses.
Harvard. There we go. Also, I love that in the question she mentioned September 2025, and that's how you know this is like traumatic because she has like an exact date.
The exact.
She's
This
like
was
on
when
September
everything fell
11th.
apart.
No, she's had a bad. Yeah, September is not a good month for her.
OP says, I was excited at the prospect of the new adventure, so I agreed. We had struggled with intimacy issues for years. I wanted the spice of sleep all the time, and he rarely wanted it. He felt bad about rejecting me, and I felt undesirable. He told me that spicy sleep was fun for him, but it wasn't a top priority like it was for me, and he had considered offering to let me be ethically non-monogamous while he stayed monogamous. I warned him that while I would have fun being spicy with others, I craved intimacy with him. I was willing to try opening up our marriage and seeing if that would scratch my itch. Since we opened our marriage, we have had spicy sleep with each other twice, the last time being in early November. At first, we took things slow. We pursued ethical non-monogamy subreddits and wrote an agreement. Our agreement included disclosure, prioritizing our relationship over others, and closing the relationship if necessary. See, now I think that that's so unrealistic.
What part of that?
Just that it's like closing the relationship if necessary. Because it's like if one
Yeah.
person does want it to stay open and the other person doesn't, it doesn't really matter if you wrote it down on a piece of paper 3 months ago. Everything is messed up now.
I also think it's unfair if like you're already seeing somebody at that time. Like you can't just close it. Now like other people's feelings are involved. You can't just
Yeah.
like executive order.
Right, because now we've got the whole town is involved now.
Yeah. Now there's multiple people. There's plot threads.
Yeah.
You can't just like switch it off.
Yeah, and low key, honestly, it sounds like your husband is just like, low key, I don't think I'm into my wife. Maybe I'm polyamorous. That's what I just read.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we put a lot of pressure on people to like be turned on all the time. Like
Yeah.
you're going through a phase where you're not like, is that so bad that you have to be poly now?
The mood only strikes me literally once in a blue moon. So that's, I don't know what is that, like 8 months? How long is that?
8 months for you.
Yeah.
It's 8 months.
8 months, blue moon, 8 months.
That's
It only strikes me when I drink blue moon,
No more.
which is day.
every minute of every day.
We created accounts on Field at the end of September. I don't know what that is.
Field. Here we go. This is
Oh.
where the story really begins.
Is that like an app for people to like check in with their feelings all the time or something? What is that?
No, Field is a dating app, and it's like it's honestly a great app. It's like everyone's just like really upfront about exactly what they want.
Oh, okay.
Like in like a very direct way. Like someone's like, I want to go to second base only, and I want it with a guy.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. You could be like very direct on there and other people find you. And also people use like nicknames and not their like.
Interesting.
You see a lot of poly couples on there.
Just give people ads like, I'm looking to go to second base with Helen Mirren exclusively. Is she still alive?
She is.
She's
Don't
still alive.
Jinx.
And
Someone knock on wood
and
somewhere.
If you're on this app, Helen, I'm looking for you.
There was one that was like, if you look like any of the characters from F1, DM me. And I was like, that's pretty good. That's a good range too.
Anyone on the movie F1, it's open.
If you look
The
like
pit
Brad
lane is
Pitt or
open.
Javier Bardem.
Hey, you talk about the pit lane.
Yeah,
The Brad Pitt lane.
the Brad Pitt lane.
I'm ready to work the pit. Okay. In November, 2 months after this all started, things shifted. I had bad luck dating. I could get tons of first dates, but I struggled to get second dates.
Ooh, red flag.
Maybe not working out. Oh, but that's for, you didn't initiate it though. It was your husband who initiated it. I have a friends with benefits, but no one else that I have met for a first date will see me again. I send my dates a text after the first date to say I really enjoyed myself and look forward to going out again, and then I wait days or weeks before sending a second one if I get no response, so I don't pester people. I have been ghosted or stood up multiple times,
Whoa.
which hurts.
Imagine being married and still having to go through rejection like you're in middle school.
Yeah, oh, you're getting rejected by your husband and also the people he was like, go.
That's hurtful, man. That's hurtful.
At the end of November, Dan met a new partner, Sandy, 27 female. Are they 40? Wait. Oh,
wait,
a
yeah,
minute.
wait. What's the original age?
Dan's 40, OP is 34.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Starting to get the feeling, huh?
Ooh.
Starting to catch the feel.
Interesting.
So Sandy is married, but they have been non-monogamous from the very beginning. She is a partial paraplegic, so she is in a wheelchair. Dan and Sandy clicked immediately and texted every day. She showed up multiple times to our house when I was at work, and Dan told me about this after the fact and only if I asked, which is not the agreement.
Yeah, it's not. Not at all. You're already going against the agreement.
At first, I didn't let it bother me. I had told him that I trust his judgment when it comes to having people over and didn't need to pre-approve visitors like he did. He allowed Sandy to enter our master bedroom, which was off limits per our agreement.
Oh, no. No, he is so messing this up. Like, your wife is allowing you to see other people and you can't even... Come on, dude. Get it together.
There's no respect here.
The bar is so low. Like, don't bring her into your master...
He's just gonna be like, babe, we didn't get that notarized. I know we made an agreement, but legally it's non-binding.
No, I would sue him.
You should find a partner who's a notary, and then we can make this official. Her wheelchair cannot fit through our guest bathroom door. So really, he's just ADA compliant. That's all he's a babe. We have to be ADA compliant or she was going to sue me.
Yeah.
That was all that was going on.
That is the one okay.
Out of any of the excuses you could have possibly had, that was pretty good.
But also, like, you should have let her know. You know what I mean? You should just be like, hey, like, just so you know, we're going to this bedroom, but like, it's because of this. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be like a secret. It shouldn't be...
Well, because it was full disclosure.
You shouldn't have
from
to
the very
investigate
beginning.
to find that out. It should be very like upfront. Yeah.
Apparently, our master bedroom door is wide enough for her chair to fit through, and she can maneuver from her chair onto the toilet in our master bedroom. It bothered me that she was allowed into our bedroom, but I didn't want to deny her the use of a toilet. During December, Sandy told Dan that her life day is the day that she beat the specter of... It happened to be New Year's Eve. She planned to throw a party, but she doubted most of her friends would show up because they had other New Year's Eve plans. Oh, thought. She's partial paraplegic because of some accident that happened, and maybe it happened on New Year's Eve and she survived.
Oh,
Boom.
okay. Got it. Ooh,
That's
so it's
a
like
theory.
an important day for her.
Right, yeah, that's like her life celebration day.
Yeah.
Dan wanted to go and invited me along. I pointed out that she was manipulating him with this guilt trip. I also pointed out that in 11 years, he has never wanted to go out with me on New Year's Eve to bars, restaurants, or parties.
Yeah.
He said that it wasn't a New Year's Eve party. It was a party that happened to be on New Year's Eve. Bro, shut up.
No, don't say that. Now, that is manipulative. That is manipulative.
Just break up with this dude. He sucks.
No, he sucks.
Please. For 11 years, he didn't do anything with you on New Year's? And now Sandy comes along? I almost said Rose along. Yeah, I had to let that out. I had to. It didn't seem like I would see him on New Year's Eve if I didn't go. So I agreed to attend.
Dude, that is so messed up. Now you like put her in this situation where she's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you're like okay with your wife being uncomfortable?
None
that
of this is
so
what was agreed
up.
to. None of it.
He's a loser. Dump him.
Yeah, dude. This guy's Beck.
Yeah, he sucks.
Just because of the song. I'm a fan of Beck. Beck hit me up. He made the song Loser.
Oh, that's right.
On December 26th, Dan went to Sandy's house for a date night. I was home alone, but I started spicily texting somebody on Field, and I got a little tipsy. When Dan came home, I tried to initiate Spicy's sleep with him. However, he could not get aroused. The next day, I discovered that he had a spicy kiss, which I guess is a mark. He had a kiss mark from Sandy. What do we call it? We call it a suck mark? Yeah, we'll say that. Dan had been bothered in the past when my friend with benefits did the same thing. In fact, he said that he did not want visible reminders that I had been with other men. Then y'all are not built for this arrangement.
Literally, that is you don't want visible evidence. She's visible evidence.
Yeah, like straight up, every time you are with Sandy, you got visible evidence that your partner could be doing the same thing with someone else, because that's not your partner.
Have not done the work.
Yeah. So my thing with Polly is that it's like, and I think this situation is a little different because it sounds like they might have already been in like kind of a bad, languishing kind of relationship.
Yeah.
But even that is also the context. It's like, oh, well, things are going bad. Maybe we just need to open our marriage.
Yeah,
and it's
no.
like, no, it's not.
No,
like
I mean,
a
it's the same decision when
dust.
people are like, oh, things are going bad, let's have a baby.
Right.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. You're actually bringing more people now into your problem. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's just, you're just spreading the mess out.
The only other person you should be seeing is a couples counselor.
Boom.
That's it.
I pointed out his suck marks more than once, but Dan ignored me. He decided to gleefully tell me that her paraplegia did not extend to her genitalia, and I expressed open discomfort at knowing this info.
No. Wait, did they have an agreement about whether they could discuss stuff?
I think the agreement was, it's like, we're not going to discuss anything, and we're going to just let the other person know what's going on.
This is what friends are for. Like, why would you not call up a friend and tell them that? Why would you tell your wife that? It's honestly, like, I feel like she's really trying, and he is, like, kind of messing up on every front.
It feels almost on purpose. I really feel like he started this because he was like, maybe she won't be down when I offer this, we'll break up. And then she's like, oh yeah, we'll do it. And he's like, oh God. Okay, well, maybe if I do it and then I literally throw it in her face,
right? Then maybe
she'll break up with me.
No, this is like How to Lose a Wife in 10 Days.
Yeah.
That's the plot. The act one is he's like, she's gonna break up with me.
She's
still not breaking up with me.
Why won't she do it?
I even made a joke. Oh my God, it's not working.
People are saying, say love bite.
Okay. One more time though. Suck mark. Okay.
Yeah, shout out to all the marks.
Love bite. That is way sweeter.
So, New Year's Eve rolled around. Dan told me that Sandy wanted to kiss him at midnight, even though her own spouse would be there.
Of course she does.
And he told her that she'd have to get in line. Well, there's one little nugget of support there, I guess.
This is like triggering me, this similar situation I'm doing. That's so annoying. Get in line. Now you're being rude to both of them.
It should just be me.
Well, it's not even just, I don't know. I just sort of feel like if you're going to spend years with her, don't like try to do both, I guess. Like,
yeah, if you're going to the New Year's party at Sandy's, just go. So probably don't, because your partner was like, hi, I'd love to do something on New Year's. For the first time in 11 years. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
The party was at Sandy's apartment, and we were the first to arrive.
Oh my God, why? I mean, I guess like it makes sense as the boyfriend, like he should get there and help her set up. It's her party.
Yeah, but she's already married. She's got a husband who's, I presume, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like, can you call your guy and have him help
Put
me
them
out,
all in a
please?
group chat. I feel like they're not talking to each other.
Since Sandy is wheelchair bound, her spouse handled all the cooking and waited on all the guests. Sandy parked her chair next to the couch, and Dan sat down and immediately put his hand on her knee. I awkwardly sat next to him, and he put his other hand on my knee.
No, Dan. Wait, but do you think he's like, we're like judging him, but do you think he's like the happiest he's ever been in that moment?
He's
like, yes.
Like a king sitting on a throne with both of his hands out.
This is like the epitome of his life where he's like, wow, two beautiful women.
That is his iron throne.
And then everything's going to go downhill.
Yeah, starting the year right.
Yeah, he's so happy and we're like, oh God.
Ay, ay, ay. More guests arrived and I talked to them while the three of us were seated in this configuration. Like how you put
it's
that.
Like a yoga pose.
Like
you're just like.
You're like a megazord.
Like Twister, yeah.
It is Twister.
During the conversation, I looked over and they were both gone. Sandy was just a magician the whole time.
She was never real.
What? What do you mean they're gone? How far away did she look?
The story Dan gave me was that Sandy was overwhelmed by all the people, and so was he, so they took a minute to breathe. I was extremely uncomfortable, so we decided to leave around 11. Sandy gave out letters that she had written to all of the party guests earlier in the week while she was wasted, and Dan planted a goodbye kiss on her in front of me. I blurted out, "That was weird," and then we left.
Wait, I love her for saying that. That was weird. Sometimes you just gotta say that.
That was weird. You did that. That was weird. Let's go.
We should just say that more. That was weird.
Yeah.
Hold out. Time out. That was weird.
That was weird what you just did. We should.
I
Let's
love
all
the OP
do
now.
that, please, this
Let's
year.
all do that. That was weird.
And then just calmly move forward. On New Year's Day, I explained to Dan how uncomfortable I was, and I suggested that we not meet our metamors at their homes in the future. He agreed. Couldn't you have agreed to that before the party, Dan?
Yeah. He really
So
did.
annoying.
He put her in like a situation that really just like no matter, even if he was on his best behavior, it just still would have hurt her feelings. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
was just a recipe for disaster.
It's just there's not enough room for that. It's
Also,
too,
I'm
it's
sorry.
too weird.
You got overwhelmed by the people. This is your party, girl. What are you talking about? Like you should be out and about mingling with your. Can you get overwhelmed at your own party?
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, totally. But then it's like, why are you throwing in your like? What did you think would happen?
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta lock in. All right,
I get
you're
overwhelmed
hosting.
at parties. That's why I don't throw parties.
Yeah,
But as we can see,
good
these people
technique.
are making decisions that are not correct for them. That's okay.
Yes, very much so. I was supposed to have a first date that night, but he stood me up.
No, wait, what is going on with her? Is she maybe she's coming on too strong?
Yeah,
What do you
maybe.
think her? Like, how is she getting first? Like, she's clearly attractive.
Like, I feel like she maybe like she has an opening where it's like 3 paragraphs of like the agreement that they had that they wrote out,
yeah.
and it's just like
Maybe she talks
too
about
much
her husband
deep
too
lore.
much. Maybe she talks about Dan too much.
Yeah,
And the other person's like, okay, you're clearly not.
yeah, you're doing this just for Dan.
There's something she's doing that she's not realizing because there's no way you can get that many first dates but not many second. You know what I mean?
No, I was about to say check your breath, but
Could be
you got stood up, so I don't know. Unless it's so bad they can smell it through the phone.
like in the SpongeBob episode.
It just wafts through. Yeah.
I'm ugly. Yeah, no.
I took it hard, and Dan attempted to comfort me, but didn't feel like there was much he could do. On the 2nd, I made a mistake. When Dan was out, I found the letter that Sandy wrote to him.
Oh no.
She said that he loved her like she had never been loved before, that loving him was like having her own fairy tale, and that he was the piece that was missing from her life, and that she can't wait to be part of their forever and always. She signed her name and followed it with also known as your good girl.
Wow.
Oh no. Okay, but also you shouldn't have. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? Oh.
I am disappearing. If I'm OP, new life, new existence. I say, well, that's fine. She can have 2 husbands. That's fine. I'll let mine go into the
Yeah.
wild.
Well, also, if that letter breaks her heart, then she's not Polly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, if you were Polly, like that, you would have ultimately been fine.
Yeah, you'd be like, that's so sweet.
You'd be like, wow, I shouldn't have read that. That's a violation, but good for him, you know? But no. You got to leave now. DIVORCE.
What's that spell? Divorce. This is a nickname that Dan had used for me in bed.
No, you didn't say that.
Oh,
I mean, it's not like the most original name, but it's
no.
like, yeah, you know what I mean? Why am I siding with Dan? No, yeah, you're right to be mad.
I texted him a photo of the letter and told him he needed to come home ASAP. When he got home, I admitted that I had done wrong by reading the letter and apologized. He said that he is in love with her. I asked him to close the marriage, at least temporarily, while we figured this out, and he wouldn't answer.
Yeah.
See what I mean? What did I say?
Also, you can't close now. Like once you gotta like, it's not an on and off switch. Another person's feelings are involved now.
He's in love with paraplegic Sandy. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
He is in love with her, and you can't like take that away. It's there now.
I offered to give him the night to think about it. No. He admitted that he hasn't been spicily attracted to me for a while, but was too scared to tell me. Dude, somebody give me the medal. Pin it on me.
No.
I clocked all of this.
God, he is a jerk. He was waiting to jump ship. That's
he
all
was.
he was doing.
He did. He literally was like, how much do I have to push to get her to leave me?
I was gonna say I was feeling that he was trying to have OP break up with him or
Yeah.
divorce with him, make it easy for him, and then he can be like, oh, and then
He's literally
I'm
humiliating
happy.
her.
Yeah.
Just a disgusting little bug move.
Yeah.
Just a little insect move.
So gross.
We got into a huge disagreement, and he decided to spend the night at his best friend's house.
Oh my God, girl, move on. It's over.
It's time.
Yeah, sure.
Oh wait, not at Sandy's, at his best friend.
Yeah,
Okay, I
but-
thought you said Sandy's. I was like, it's over.
Sure,
But come on, let's be real. Let's be real. It's not his best friend.
Yeah.
It's like Sandy's husband is his best friend.
Yeah, wait, what is Sandy's husband's opinion in all of this? I really want his perspective.
I bet he's probably chill. He's the chiller.
I bet he has
is
like
poly.
3 girlfriends. You know what
He's
I mean?
like, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my wife. It's your wife. We're all wifed up.
Yeah, he's poly. So he's like, why are you upset?
He might have a chair in the corner. You never know.
It's a chair in the corner, baby. When he came home the next day, I told him that I was devastated but willing to work on things. He didn't think I would ever trust him again and that our relationship would no longer work. I pointed out that we had been married for years and that I helped raise his child from his first marriage, who had just turned 18 in November, and I couldn't believe he was throwing away everything for someone he just met. I told him that I thought he was infatuated or experiencing limerence and not love. What is limerence?
Limerence is like when you're in a situationship and you're like so intensely obsessed with them that you're
Okay.
like, you imagine you spend the rest of your life with them, but then it's like you don't know them enough to actually judge that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just like have a full-blown
it's like a
fantasy
TikTok
you've like
term.
injected into your
Yeah.
life.
It's like you're high on the love that you feel for someone. Like you can't tell someone that what they're feeling isn't what they're feeling. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's gonna make them feel that even more.
Yeah, she'd be like, no, I am feeling that. I'm feeling it actually twice as hard now.
Now you're just his mom, and he's like it's.
Yeah. And babe, he's hard selling a breakup to you right now. He's like, no, it's over. We need to be done. And you're like, well, no, we can work on it. He's like, no, actually, no, I'm like totally in love, and I haven't even been attracted to you in 5 years.
Yeah.
And you're like, but that's okay. I raised your child. Oh my God.
Women are too patient. You gotta leave. I'm a leaver. How about you?
Yeah, you should leave. I'm not well, no, I'm not a leaver.
He's a believer.
I'm a believer.
Ooh, believer.
Well, no, I used to just like pull the and we'll never talk about that. It's like our relationship would be perfect. We'll just never talk about the things that bother us.
You throw him. That was weird.
You don't say that. Yeah.
Yeah, we would just always avoid hard conversations, and yeah.
No,
That was weird.
I like to. I'm a ride or die. I'm loyal to the end for like whatever you go through, like trouble. Like I'll be there for you. But the minute you like disrespect me, I'm gone.
Yeah, no, there's no space for disrespect.
Like she is letting him walk all over her.
Like I'm all for banter, but if it's like disrespect,
Yeah.
I saw a video once of a guy, and it's like this is like a perfect window of like just a relationship where like your partner just like hates you. It just like it does not respect you. Girlfriend is like picking out like potatoes or like something like produce at a market and putting it in the bag, and then he has his camera out recording him literally taking one of the things from the bag that she just picked out and then handing it to her like he just picked it, and then she looks at it and puts it back.
Oh, the onion. It was an
Oh,
onion. Yeah,
I saw
know
this video.
exactly.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
this video. And she's like, that sucks.
And it's just like, literally anything you touch is terrible. Anything you touch,
Yeah, they
like
don't-
whatever you think is worthless to them.
Ugh.
Yes, very bad.
Yeah.
Dan disagreed with me and said that he falls hard and fast. And he was not sorry for disclosing that to me because he wants you to break up with him
Yeah.
or divorce him. That's what he wants. I left to run errands, and when I came home, I told him that I believed we were not past the point of no return.
Oh my God. Some people cannot accept the truth that is in front of them. At any point, is Dan being like, he should also be saying like, yes, I'm in love with this person, but I still want to work on this with you. Like if you are poly, he should be like reaffirming how we can still make this work. At no point is he trying to do that. Like
No.
he's fully like, no, I like her. So
No, he's literally like one step away from just being like, you know what? I can't be, I'm not
he's a
attracted to you
coward.
because you're not in a wheelchair. There, I have to be with someone in a wheelchair. Now what? Now what are you going to do?
And she's going to be like, I'll find a way to make it work. I'll sit in a chair all the time. Like
She's
that
I
is
will surgically have my lower legs removed.
100%. Like she is not accepting. Also, she just deserves better. Like you don't need to be like begging someone like this.
His assumption that I would never trust him again was not his decision to make. It was mine. I offered to spend the night at a friend's house if he needed some space. He agreed to work on our issues, but also said that it would be a good idea for me to spend the night elsewhere. When I got home the next day, we talked. He said he's in love with me, but he is not physically attracted to me. I admitted to not trusting in him to do things like not doing chores without being reminded repeatedly, and I hadn't realized how badly my trust was damaged. We are not on the same level of
Wow.
comparison here,
No.
girly pop.
She's talking about chores. He's like, the sight of you disgusts me.
Yeah. And,
And she's like, and sometimes like I also get like annoyed when you don't take out the dishes.
yeah, when I have to tell you the 57th time to do the thing that I've always told you we need to do on the same day every week, but that's my bad, and I'm sorry. And that's caused you to not trust me.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know what it's like to be married for 11 years. I'm sure from seeing parents and other people, like, yeah, like you're not attracted to each other all the time. And
Yeah.
you're like sort of in this really comfortable, it's another type of beautiful sort of relationship that you have to appreciate in its own way. Like, she can't compare their relationship right now to like the beginning of a new relationship, which is like adolescent sparks and like, you know, all of the things you feel at the beginning of a relationship. Like, you can't compare that to an 11-year-old relationship where you raised a child together. Like, those are two completely different things. And so like, like if you're gonna be poly, you can't control how he feels at the beginning of that.
Right.
But like, he's being really rude to you. I don't know. She needs to either like accept who he is, leave, basically.
Gotta leave. He's just straight blatantly on its face, like weaponizing the open marriage to just try to make you uncomfortable.
She's
enough
asking him
leave.
to like change how he feels, and it's like,
yeah,
you can't do that.
Dan agreed to not be spicy with anyone outside of us, but he wanted to be able to keep contact with Sandy. So now he just wants to have an affair. That's nice. He left briefly to call Sandy to update her, and when he got home, he said, I was unfairly asking him to make more concessions than I was willing to make. I asked him not to flirt with her, send her explicit texts, or kiss her. I was only willing to permit hugging her, and even then I was leery. He said I was trying to intentionally sabotage their relationship.
Yeah, this is over.
Which he's an expert in, because that's what he was doing to you.
He would know. He would be the expert.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. She's like, you can hug but can't kiss. Like, no, this is never going to lead to a good thing.
It's fully busted up into a billion little pieces.
Yeah, you can't control what like how your partner. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just thank God the kid's 18. You know?
Yeah, no, really.
Perfect
really.
time. If you're going to get divorced, he's 18.
Yeah, truly. What is stopping you from getting a divorce?
Love.
Also, Sandy, like, why is she still with him too? This is crazy.
Because her husband is just the ultimate chiller.
I mean, Meg, if OP went to Sandy and like, stop this, is that still like crossing a line?
100%.
Is it the right thing to do for OP to be like, hey, my husband doesn't love me anymore, and you're kind of the reason for that? Is that like, oh, you know, you can't hate the player, hate the game kind of thing? Or it's like, okay, I'll respect that. Like, I'm ruining your relationship. I will stay away, OP.
No, I don't think it's up to the OP to say that to Sandy. Sandy's like her own person, and she's poly. She has a husband. For all she knows, she's entering a relationship into a guy who's just as interested in her as she is in him. And now all of a sudden this other person is trying to like meddle and control. Like, that's not fair to Sandy. Honestly, if I was Sandy and he was like, hey, we can hug but can't kiss, I'd be like, cool, never talking to you again.
Right.
Like, that's it's
I don't
like,
think anything's stopping Sandy.
No.
I think Sandy is locked in.
But that's so disrespectful, dude. It's like, you can't.
The only thing OP could do, OP is so desperate to keep this relationship, OP would like be like, Sandy, we need to meet up somewhere. And then she's just throwing a bike lock on that wheelchair.
They can't have everything, but they can have a lot, but you can't have everything.
To me, Sandy is acting like she wants him to be her nesting/primary partner. And I explained that since I believe she's trying to push me aside, I wanted their relationship to end so he and I can focus on us. I pulled up the written agreement, pushes up glasses.
No, not the written agreement.
And I pointed out the parts that had been broken. So all of it, you pointed out every part.
Yeah,
right?
All of it.
We mutually agreed that we needed to go to couples counseling and went to bed. We argued again that following morning. I told him that I had talked to multiple people, my therapist, my sister, 2 close friends, and my friends with benefits, and all of them had agreed that he needed to slow down with Sandy and focus on us. I asked him what his therapist and friends thought. He said no one else has any say in what he does.
I mean, that's...
If one of those people happens to be your wife, I would think maybe they have a little bit of weight. Hello, written agreement.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself on blast. This happened to me.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's happened to me, too.
It was like an agreement where it's like, all right, if we do, I was with someone and we were really young. We got together and we were dating for like years and years and years. Well, we're still really young. Clearly we're not. I mean, we were trying to get ahead of like, oh, well, what if like in the future we're like, oh, but what about other people? We were like, okay, and we'll do this. And it's like, we're it's us above everyone else. And they all know that going into it. And then it ended up like my partner was talking to some freaking unhinged lunatic and got like caught in like almost like a cycle of a type situation, like through like long distance, and this person's like FaceTiming them all the time, and like it'd be like I couldn't be in the room. It's like, it was crazy.
That is worst case scenario.
But there's a lot of underlying factors going into these kind
Yeah.
of behaviors. And, you know, we've all moved on and apologized and accepted our responsibilities in this situation. So no ill will upon anyone involved. But yeah, as soon as that happened, it was like, nah, I don't think this can happen. Like, because I felt like such a chump. Like
Yeah.
every day I'd wake up in Chump City.
It's
and
City, USA
and
population.
I'd go to
maybe.
sleep in Chump City.
Yeah, this happened to me too. I was sort of I was the Sandy in the situation.
Oh.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't have a husband. That was the only thing
Okay,
that separates me from Sandy. I was single, but I was with someone who had already been with somebody for like a year. So, and they weren't like living together or anything. So they weren't like super serious. But like when we fell in love, it became really hard because now all of a sudden I did want more. And like this person kind of made a lot of false promises to both me and his other partner because I think he sort of just wanted like both of us to the full extent. And
You
it,
wanted his cake and wanted to eat it
yeah,
too,
and it
kind
just
of
it
thing.
doesn't work out, man, because like, you know, you got ADHD, you got a certain number of money that, you know, like it's like you can't be the best boyfriend to two people, but also in the end he was actually just a shitty boyfriend to two people.
And there you go.
Yeah.
And it seems like all the stories we read about Polly, that's just it. It's just a bad partner is like, let's freaking open it up, dude.
It's never like a guy that's like, wow, like I have so much free time after taking care of my wife that I can take care of somebody else. It's always like a guy that's like, oh, somebody else be with me. Like,
Yeah.
they're not thinking about the giving. They're only thinking about the fact that they're going to receive twice as much.
Right. Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
To me, that shows he knows he's doing the wrong thing, but doesn't want to be called out. We agreed to pause the discussion because we weren't getting anywhere. Yesterday, I wrote him a long letter where I poured my heart out about everything we've been through, about things he has done well, things I have messed up, and how badly I want us to work this out.
Do you know that phrase where it's like as soon as you start writing a message in the notes app, you need to break up with it?
Yeah, yeah, but that's a good.
It's like we're
that's a
so
good-
far down. You're
Yeah,
like,
it's like, oh, you're already doing. Yeah, no.
we're on 10 pages, and you're like,
The time is now.
Yeah, she's like on a Google Doc.
I never mentioned the open marriage or Sandy. I gave it to him after dinner and then left so he could read it alone. When I got home, he immediately came to me and held me while I sobbed about how scared I am.
Oh,
He said he appreciated what I wrote. And by the way, I would always appreciate it if you listen to full episodes with stories like this on your favorite podcast platforms like iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. And we have a little bit more story here. Don't fall. This is a trap, dude. This is a trick. I understand there's sobbing and emotions, but this is not going to solve anything because I feel like this guy is incapable of just saying how he really thinks about anything. And now he's like, oh no, her feelings are hurt. Because like this whole thing, from what I'm picking up, just stems from his inability to be like, yeah, I don't know. I just think our marriage isn't working and we might need to like, split up.
he's not like fully being honest with himself, so it's hard for him to be honest with other people.
And so he's just like, oh God, like, yeah, your emotions and all your feelings. But I don't feel like it's gonna fix the problem. You guys are going to individual therapists. I think you need to go to a therapist together.
Yeah.
Well, let's finish this story. Let's see how this ends.
Oh my
And
God.
then we argued again. He said, my insecurity is insurmountable, that nothing will make me happy unless he gives up everything he wants, and that it's unfair for one person to demand that the relationship close because they're, quote, having a bad time.
You know what? I'm so sorry to say I agree with him.
I mean, that is true.
That's true.
And that's the point of it's like, you can't just make a clause on a piece of paper that says, and by the way, we can just close it whenever. Because it's like,
Yeah.
You get to a point, things change. It gets too messy.
Yeah, you can't just have unequivocal, now there's other people involved. Like I said, you can't.
Yeah.
I think he's right. And you need to dump his ass.
It's over. It's time. This marriage is a bad time. That is your bad time.
So far,
Ah.
he said he hasn't been attracted to you in 5 years, and he's not. It's either that he's poly and you aren't, so it doesn't work, or he's selfish and it doesn't work. Like, either way, it doesn't work unless she gets really cool really fast about a lot of stuff.
It just ain't working.
Yeah.
I told him that my insecurity is hard for me and I'm working on it, and that I want for both of us to be happy, and I'm humiliated and scared and not feeling like a priority. He doesn't understand why I want him to give up Sandy and the open marriage and be miserable. I told him that when he says that, it makes me feel like I'm not enough and that I make him miserable. We have completed intake paperwork for an ethical non-monogamy experienced couples therapist, and our first appointment is tentatively happening next week. Am I overreacting? Is he being an a-hole? Are we both being really awful about this? Any and all thoughts would be welcome. And that is the end of that story.
Well, yes, you are overreacting, and he is being an a-hole.
You know what? And that's a have your cake and eat it too moment. Yeah. In the context of if you're poly, yeah, sure, you're overreacting. I don't think either of you are. I think this is a guy who is just like, I cannot bring myself to be the bad guy on paper by being like, oh yeah, I want the divorce.
Yeah.
So he's just trying desperately to get you to do it, which, you know, makes you the bad guy, by the way, Dan. I don't know if you rub your brain cells together a little bit. Come on.
I don't know. It just seems like she's doing a lot of the work to try to repair the relationship. And it sort of feels like it's all on her to sort of solve it. And the thing, you can't rewind time. You open your relationship. He fell in love with somebody else. And Sandy is now a part of his life for however long he wants her to be in it, right? And you can't go backwards. You can't say, well, now we're no longer open. And well, like now you can't like her anymore. Like all of those feelings will be there. And in fact, the more you try to prevent him from seeing her, the more you're going to make it this like Romeo and Juliet forbidden love. Like you need to accept that he does have real feelings for this person. And if you are okay with that and want to make and become more poly, that's great. But if also this is not for you because like the way that he's acting is out of pocket, in my opinion. Yeah. Like he shouldn't have brought you over there. He shouldn't have made New Year's plans with her when after you told him it was important to you. He's just not prioritizing your feelings at all.
The hands on both knees.
Yeah, no, that is honestly, if there was an image to describe it, it's that.
Yeah.
He wants that, and you can't have that as long as you both don't want that. I mean, if you guys want to be a throuple,
you can
that's
have
great.
That with someone who's down for that, but that was very clearly from the very beginning. It was like, it's us above everyone. I don't even really want to be around these people, but I also just don't want to be completely in the dark. Like, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, and also, like, it does suck that he found someone and, like, you're just getting stood up. Like, that also just sucks, you know? Like,
but she did get a friends with benefits.
Yeah, she did get a friend, and that's great.
Did an FWB.
It sounds like you both are on different pages of like what poly is like, but that is what's going to happen. And that's what happens in real life. Sometimes someone finds a soulmate, another person doesn't find anyone.
That's just the way it rocks.
You're supposed, I mean, technically it's hard because like he's wrong in the way he's going about poly, but the reason she's upset is not just about his behavior. It's about like all of it. Right. You know what I mean? It's like she's wrong for like trying to close the relationship. Yeah. Like if that makes sense. Like, but he's like a shitty boyfriend. Of, like if you're trying
to do poly, it's like, that's not how you do that.
Yeah. He's being a bad poly boyfriend, but you're kind of, he's like messing up the specific agreements, but you're like tearing up the whole thing and like saying let's not do it anymore at all. So those are two different things.
Part of the agreement.
That was part of the agreement.
But again, it's like it's just a word. It's like it means nothing. You write it at the time. It's like, sure, we agree, and then you fast forward 3 months, and it's like, well, that's not going to happen anymore. And what are you going to do about it?
You can't make rules around feelings. Like feelings like happen. I think that's the thing that I really learned from being poly is that like I'm a type A person. I like to have control. I'm like, I have my buckets. I'm like, this is a guy I will date. This is a guy I'm only friends with. This is a guy I would like, I don't know, friend zone or whatever. Yeah. Whatever. Oh, those are the same 2 buckets. Okay, whatever. Those are my 2 buckets. And so it's like, it was hard for me to like get all these things mixed up. And that's why I realized like polyamory is not for me because like, I don't like that. I don't like all of the uncertainty of knowing my partner could fall in love with 5 different people, which by the way can happen even if you're not poly. Right. But obviously it's a little different.
What a hard life. Falling in love with 5 people.
You got to get on Google Calendar. You got to figure out holidays.
Already a deal breaker. Tell me to, I got to get on Google Calendar for our relationship.
Polyamory is really just Google Calendar. I was in a 3-year relationship that was poly, and so I learned a lot.
How was that roller coaster?
Honestly, I would never do it again.
That's a bad roller coaster.
That's a bad roller coaster, and I did throw up from it.
Or it's so good that it's like too scary.
But you know what? I realized
that's what people think.
I realized that I think I could be open, you know, like I think I understand like, you know, being in a relationship and, you know, we're both traveling or it's been a while and we both happen to meet someone at a bar and you like really hit it off. Like I understand being open and feeling like a physical attraction. I think polyamory comes with so much responsibility. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people, especially I'll be honest, straight men don't necessarily, I feel like they have the skills to actually communicate emotionally. I think some of them barely have the skills enough to be like a good boyfriend to one person. Yeah. So I feel like you're bringing in other women in here. Like now they're both getting the short end of the stick.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like, we're just dwindling. The resources are dwindling.
Yeah.
The boyfriend resources.
I remember with my ex, I told him like, oh, like at the very beginning, I'm like, oh, it's important for me to have flowers. And he was like, okay, I guess I just feel like uncomfortable, like doing something for you that I haven't necessarily been doing for my other partner that I've been with longer. And I'm like, well, you should be getting us both flowers.
Yeah.
And then he did. He started getting us both flowers. But I'm like,
I like how it took you to
Yeah.
explain that to him. And he went, oh.
and there were so many things that it was just that where it's like, it takes like so much communication above and beyond to like make sure that you're like, because when you're like dating someone, you're like, you know, you can hurt them. You can like really like scar them for life.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you should be like gentle and kind, even if it's just a one night stand to a marriage. Like this is a person that you are like brushing up against and you could like change the trajectory of their lives. So like I think if you're gonna be poly, you have to understand like the responsibility of how much communication and work goes into it, how much, and you have to also be like so honest with yourself. Like most of Polysecure, the book is about like how much you understand like your own patterns, like your own dating problems. Like I know my problems in a relationship and I know like how I can work around them, but like I'm sure I have blind spots, you know?
Yeah.
And so the more people you involve, the more it becomes like
Yeah.
so many layers.
Yeah,
Like
people just don't think it's gonna be. They're like, oh, it's just like a accessory on the relationship. It's just like a I'm quirky. I'm a little quirky.
I mean,
It's-
11 years into a marriage is, I think, honestly, if I ever was to do poly again, is when I would do it.
Yeah.
But at that point, I think you'd have to understand that if this person is falling in love again, like they're gonna be experiencing all of those initial feelings, and you can't get like jealous of that. Like you kind of have to be ready for that, you know?
You gotta roll with the tide.
Yeah, she's not poly, man, and I don't know if he is. I don't think. Maybe he is. Maybe he's one of those people that just falls in love for 3 months and then gets out of it again.
Yeah, there's no telling who Dan is.
Who knows? Dan doesn't know who he is, so we can't know who he
I
is.
think that is true.
Dan just kind of lets things happen to him.
I'm stuck in an arranged marriage with no commitment.
Who's it arranged by?
30 female here. Started the arranged marriage process a year ago. We found a good rishta, which is compatible values and goals wise. What is a rishta?
Rishta is just like you guys have decided that we're a match, and like it's set.
Oh, like the sort of like the middleman.
No, not it's more like a rishta is just like, oh, this is a good match. Like this person is a good rishta.
Is it like,
okay, so it's not like a person, like a title. It's like
No.
Oh, it's not like a matchmaker or anything like that, or
it's just like the concept of like this is gonna work.
It's like a good match, yeah.
yeah, okay,
Unless they're using it in a different way, but it's my knowledge of what it is.
gotcha.
I did not mind the age gap as we connected deeply on many topics and for our vision of the future. I told him I'll give it 6 months to properly get to know each other, and he wanted to take it slow as well. I love that 6 months before marriage is taking it slow.
It is in an arranged marriage, yes.
By the way, this comes from user something French 95. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. And OP says, during these months, we have met each other's parents. He's met my elder brother and sister-in-law. We've organically dated with lots of dinners, me coming to his place of work to drop off lunch, all the cutesy things. He even told me 2 months in that he's deleted the JS app, and I did too, as I wanted to focus on the connection.
Awesome.
What is the JS app?
I don't know, but I'm assuming it's like one of those Suleika.com, one of those apps where people like find matches.
The juicy solicitation.
Mm-hmm.
For all of your juicy solicitations. There are no glaring red flags that stand out, and that's good. Past the 6-month mark, I was clear about needing to make a decision soon. Not marriage, but at least a roka, because everything seems to be going well.
I don't know what a roka is. I've never heard that. I'm assuming like an engagement.
Maybe it's like a Roku, but it's like, you know.
That's the first step in a relationship when you first get the Roku together.
I'm not trying to get married yet, but we need something on that TV because it is old.
It's called the Roka ceremony, which is the first formal step symbolizing the official agreement between two families to marry the couple, essentially saying they've stopped their search for other partners.
Okay.
Wait, what religion
like a
is this
promise
for
ring.
him? Yeah, it's like a promise ring.
Okay. He seems very firm on his stance that he needs more time to get to know me, my moods and behaviors, to see if I can be a partner for life. I totally get this, and I feel people should not rush into one of the most important decisions of their life. But my side of the family, me included, are quite traditional in this aspect. Having some type of commitment is important to me, and he hasn't even given a proper yes. My father asked his parents, and they basically said it's up to the son to decide.
Classic.
A classic move. He doesn't want to let me go, and we keep in touch every day. We talk, we do video chat, we meet for events, dinners, all that stuff. My father has given him an ultimatum, sort of, by Diwali, which will conclude almost 9 months of our courtship to make a decision, and he seems more stressed about that. I'm losing interest in this connection because of the lack of commitment. I want to get to know someone before marrying them, hence the 6-month rule, but I cannot afford to spend more time than that. Talking every day and meeting up without knowing where this is going is putting me in a limbo, and I don't like being this way. I communicated that to him, but he seems adamant about needing time. I also don't want to force him, but I don't want to abandon my own principles in this process. I know I'll get more attached as time goes on, and if it doesn't work out, the heartbreak will be bad. So my question is, am I overthinking this? Should I just take it easy? Should I start looking for other prospects, which will hurt him if he comes to know, as his policy is exploring one rishta at a time? Has any one of you successfully navigated a scenario like this with long courtship periods? I'd really like some insight. Thanks for reading. And we do have some comments. I gotta say, I guess it's, what is the normal timeline for an arranged marriage, like, or the typical one?
Yeah, I mean, I would say 6 months is definitely like long. It's tough because the fact that he wants to push it into 9 months, it's like, that's like normal in normal dating world, but in an arranged marriage world, it's like, well, are you gonna do this or not? You know what I mean? If you want to do an arranged marriage, let's do an arranged marriage. Or let's just like date regularly, because like totally 9 months may be too fast to make a decision, but like then don't get arranged married. You know what I mean? I don't think she's overreacting.
It feels like it's more, there's more salesmanship here, you know? It's like, you leave me on the line. It's like, are we gonna cut the deal or not? Are we signing it? What's going on? Like,
like what is, I understand he just needs more time and she doesn't want to pressure him, but like I think she's considering him too much, and she should think about, what do you want? Like, if you really like this person and are willing to wait for him, just know that no matter what, there will be heartbreak in some way. If you really like this person, just go into it thinking, okay, there's a part of this that it could end really ugly, but like, or just stick to your boundaries and just be like, okay, no, 9 months is too long, we can't do this, and then walk away, go find another connection. You can't consider his feelings over yours. Like, what's more important to you? If tradition's important, sounds like you gotta let this guy go.
When I was languishing and single and being like, it's so hard, what am I doing? I had the thought, I was like, I just want a federally mandated wife. I want the government to be like, this is it, this is your partner, deal with it. And I'd be like, all right.
Well, you know, there's
don't
countries,
have to think anything else about that.
You know, there's countries you can go to if you want that.
For just government mandated wife.
Yeah, you can just do
there
that.
You go. That's the one. That's the one for you. Don't question it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe you could get something like that. You know, just get a mandated husband.
Yeah, I just think also like trying to, of course, like the longer you get to know him, the more attached you're gonna get. But the fact that you're even writing this, like you're already attached. Like whether it ends in a week or another 6 months, like you're gonna get your heart broken. So you really just gotta decide. Like, I don't know, dude. I mean, I'm sorry to quote Bell Hooks, but it's like, you know what? I'm actually not gonna quote Bell Hooks because I don't remember exactly what she said. But I can give you a summary, which is that like you can't try to outsmart love. Like you can't like try to like protect your feelings and fall in love at the same time. You kind of have to like be willing to get your heart broken to fall in love.
That's the rule. It's like you gotta be, if you open yourself up to like the greatest joy, you simultaneously open up to the greatest pain.
Exactly. Wow, I'm pretty sure that's what Bell Hooks said.
I don't want to quote her. Anyway, we have some comments here. Comment 1, you are absolutely right and you are not overthinking it. Ask him a specific timeline or the aspects he wants to know more about you. If he's not giving clarity, it's better to move on. Another comment replies, yes, I navigated a long courtship, but it was because of being in different countries. Getting to know each other took a very long time as a result, and boy, was it difficult. Lots of ups and downs. That being said, we weren't unsure of each other just about how it would work, given the distance. 8+ months of constant interaction is a long time, and if it's still not a yes, I'd suggest you take the hint and move on. OP replies, hey, Thanks for sharing your story. Seems like a difficult decision, but I'll definitely be more detached in my interactions with him after this. Don't know if that's the solution, but
I don't know.
let's,
I don't know if I should say be more detached. I think just like stop. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
like cut things off.
OP's like, thank you for your comment. I will go into a full-blown dissociative episode.
No.
And everything will be fine. Thank you.
No, don't be like, oh, you know what I mean? Don't like do like the one-word text with periods now. Like, you know what I mean?
With the period is so important.
No, you know what I mean? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, just end it. Like, it's like if you're on a different timeline than him, then it's just not gonna work out. You know?
Yep. Just call up the federal government, ask for that husband. Comment 3. The problem is that everyone keeps coming up with conditions. For example, I will only talk for 6 months, or I will only talk to one person at a time. These may sound reasonable, but in practice, they create unnecessary complications. Take the 6-month rule. It actually backfires because it gives the other person the freedom to say, I'm just exploring, I'll take it slowly, and then use that time without offering any clarity. A rigid time frame makes it easier for people to pretend for 6 months instead of being honest from the start. Instead, keep flexibility. If you are not ready, that's fine, but don't fix a number like 6 months. Focus instead on a checklist of what matters to you. Once those things are clear and aligned, you can move forward quickly. Realization can happen in a fraction of a moment, or it can drag on for years. That's why it's better to keep clarity as the goal, not a fixed time frame. If you are already in this situation, the way out is to be direct. Tell them no time frame will work anymore. Tell me what exactly you're waiting for and what you need to check. That puts the responsibility on them to be clear instead of hiding behind a timeline. And we have an update.
Whoa.
In my head, she's going to stick it out, and then it's going to turn out that this guy was actually like juggling a couple of different potential prospects here.
Yeah, he's dating another girl. He's poly, and that's what ultimately was what happened.
A poly arranged marriage.
Yeah, you gotta. I feel like you gotta. That last person that just that great. I mean, totally agree, 100%. That was really well said. Like, yeah, you gotta. It's not about the time frame anymore. It's like it's about your values. If he just needs more time, like, there's nothing wrong with that. You're just not on the same page.
Right.
So just bye.
We'll see if OP listened to that comment.
Oh God, they're happily married, aren't they?
Here's the update. Our families proceeded to the marriage discussion and expectation stage, and that's where things went downhill. This talk itself was pushed from my dad as I was not comfortable being in this limbo, and when I brought it up that this is something we need to discuss, he would just say, I need more time. We have our cultural differences, but certain social cues that I missed were misconstrued as disrespect. His mother did not like that I would be working late hours and other things.
Oh, no. Okay, no. You're dodging bullet, girl.
It's time to back out.
Dodging a bullet.
Eventually, I realized that his mother was the one making the decisions. And
classic.
Yeah, momager.
Watch Polite Society. That's a great movie.
An arranged momage.
Which is what most of them are. She probably does his laundry too. You know what?
Only the best for my baby boy. Let me smell you. The smell test is very important. He had no spine of his own.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a loner.
Mm-hmm.
He was caught between me and his mother. Oof. And in this case, he couldn't take a stand for me, which further solidified my belief that I won't be happy with him in the long term.
Dodged a bullet.
There we go. We did it.
Woo!
We pulled a Neo from the Matrix.
Oh my God. Wherever she is, she needs to take a shot right now because she made such a great decision. Thank God.
You did it.
You did it.
You did it.
Yeah. That would have been a terrible marriage. It would have been you against the mom and this like poor kid that's clearly Arrested Development. No.
And there are some red flags I ignored here from OP. So the guideline, don't ignore these red flags in an arranged marriage. There was no clear timeline or a vague I need time, even though I was quite clear from my side that I'd give it 6 months to get to know him and then we make a decision. Him, on the other hand, he didn't have a good, substantial reason to delay things like a job relocation, medical issues in the family, etc. And there was also no answer to how much time do you need. Honestly, as a sales background guy, it's like that objection is like, it's the easiest workaround ever. It was like, I need time to think. And you just go like, so what is it that you expect, like are expecting in this time to, to research? Like, what is it that you, to find out there? And then they say, blah, 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 blah. And you go, oh, actually, I've got that information right here. Your partner being like, oh, well, I need to know this and that and this. It's like, I can tell you that right now.
100%.
What
was happening was they were looking at other matches and the mom, that was the best one they had, but the mom didn't want to commit. And he is a mama's boy.
Yeah, you'd essentially be marrying the mom.
Yeah, no,
You're getting
no, no,
married
no,
mom.
no.
Unable to take a stand for me or vouch for me.
Gross.
He admitted this. Whenever his parents would have concerns about me, instead of diffusing the situation or talking it out with me personally like I would do, he became an echo chamber for his parents' worries and would dump them on me, and then I would be tasked with trying to prove my worth or clarify my stance on certain things. I realized that I cannot spend my life clarifying who I am. It will be exhausting.
100%. Whatever you guys do, he will never be on your side.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a snake in your own home? No.
Can't get arranged married to a snake
No.
whose mom is controlling.
I don't know if the OP in the situation South Asian. I have no idea, but if they are, this is a common trend with a lot of South Asian men and women. Like the men are like extremely babied by the moms, and then they like become these sort of like adults that like don't know what to think and are incapable of making their own decisions.
Yeah.
And so then they are stuck in this thing, and then it's like they seek out these like confident, outspoken elder daughters, women.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but then you don't come correct. You don't like,
Yeah.
like she seems like a very decisive woman that knows what she wants and is clear. And he seems like, he's like, oh, well, I don't know.
Yeah, he's just like, let me actually reach out to my advisor about that.
Yeah, no,
Mom?
it's not going to be good.
What is this good or bad? What do I say? Next red flag, the boy's side, not communicating clear expectations. He wanted a working woman, but his mother wanted a bahu who helps around the house. What is that?
I don't know, but that's not a good thing.
Is that a curse? Did I just do a slur?
No, I don't think you did. I don't think it was a setup.
I don't know.
You get canceled tomorrow. You're on the front page.
Yeah.
No, she clearly wanted a housewife. This some trad wife.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro stuff. No.
Bahu is a daughter-in-law.
In what
Okay,
language?
yeah.
Hindi.
So this made me confused. I've had a good career and worked all my life, and I was quite clear that I will continue to do so. He wanted a wife for himself, but his mother also wanted a bahu who will be on top of the house affairs, entertain guests, help with cooking, etc., etc. These are not bad demands per se, but this was not communicated to me from the get-go, because in that case, I simply do not have enough time to do it.
Yeah.
They also said that they will treat me like their daughter, but that in itself is such a vague statement. I need to know what my role is and what I'll be expected to do. It's like, yeah, we'll treat you like our daughter, which is terribly.
Yeah, it sounds like the way you treat your son isn't good. So I don't really want to be treated like your daughter.
Treat me like me, please.
Treat me like a person. How about that?
Treat me like someone you'd, talk to at the bank.
No, there are no boundaries in this house, and you once again dodged a bullet.
Lessons I learned. Be firm on your timeline, even if the Rishta checks your boxes. If they want to delay, they better have a good reason. Push to have the expectations talk early on. Even when you're getting to know the guy, keep these conversations in parallel with parents. Don't over-explain yourself, because it was a new connection. I was willing to adjust and talk it out with him more because I didn't want to let him go. But if you have a certain stance, let it be known. And if it doesn't match with theirs, see how they handle the discomfort. Do they emotionally withdraw? Do they tell their parents? Or do they try to find a middle ground? And by the way, you can find full episodes with stories like this one on your favorite podcast platform, whether it's iHeart, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. All you have to do is search OK Storytime, and you can listen to our entire archive. And we have a little bit left of this story. When I hear arranged marriage, I just think immediately of like this subjugation, but that's a pretty strong one. That's not the one I was thinking of, but like, where it's like where it was like, there'd be like a dowry involved, and it's like, you're gonna marry my daughter, and I'm gonna give you, 8 cows, and then it's like, and also we get
8 cows is a good deal,
or something.
man. That is a good deal. 8 cows? Are you kidding me? You're set for life. I think a lot of arranged marriages still happen. My parents were arranged married. My older cousins were arranged married. Obviously, it's changed. In my parents' time, it was a lot like quicker. Like it was truly based on like your education and your family and like caste, unfortunately. But now it's like a lot. Like now you have like 6 months, which is, you get to know each other. You they let the women and man sit alone and like talk to each other and get to know each other. So like you're not seeing them for the second time on your wedding day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like really common. Like a lot of Indian people come to America for like their masters and they'll be like, I'll get an arranged marriage with somebody else who also came here for their masters who's in a similar place. And if your families have similar backgrounds, you're in a similar job, like you get arranged married. And it's not, I don't know. Yeah, no, there's no like dowry involved anymore. There's none of that stuff. It's more like just, yeah.
In my head, the word I was looking for was oppressive.
Yeah.
But it's like, it really feels more like it's like, yeah, okay, I've got all this done. I'm really busy. I have a career. I don't have time to go out there and try to find like Mr. Wonderful or whatever.
Right.
Let's get a short list going, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna see what it's about. And if I can, in 3 months, I'm not like, this could work. Moving on to the next guy.
I mean, it's really just like a more formalized version of what essentially used to happen in smaller towns where it's like your mom would ask all her friends, like, do any of you have like a nice son that would be good for my daughter? And then they would come through and they would all show off like their various assets. Like, oh, this guy has a really good job. This guy has a sword.
Check out the arms on that guy.
Exactly. So that's all it is, really. I know like my brother has looked at a couple of matches and stuff, but I think now it's more like an option. It's like, oh, I could get arranged married if I want to, but I don't want to.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because I feel like that initial impression goes back to like
back
in the
then.
day. And
I mean,
it's like, now it's still there, but it's got that, where it's like an option. It's like you can literally just choose to do this.
My parents were truly arranged married. Like they did not know each other. Like they met each other once, and then on their wedding day, my mom had pimples, and my dad was like upset. And then my mom was like, you suck for that. And she still holds it over him. Anytime he pisses her off, she's like, remember when you were upset on our wedding day because I had acne? And he's like, oh my God, I still married you.
I'm still not letting that go.
And she was like, I remember that frown,
All right, let's finish this story. I want to thank everyone who read and commented on my post and gave me advice on it. I was able to understand that no, I am not overthinking. I just deserve certain things, and it's better to cut it off than to be in a state of perpetual limbo. Yeah, it'd be terrible for your back. And guess what? I wanted to talk to him over call or meet to end things gracefully with mutual respect since we had spent considerable time together. But he preferred to end things over text.
Yeah. Dodged a bullet.
After all that time he spent thinking.
All that time. He was not thinking. He was playing video games.
He was thinking, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to tell her, though.
And I feel so sorry for the woman that does end up having to take care of him for the rest of his life. Ugh.
Which is just his mom. Thanks for reading, and I wish the best of luck for everyone with their search. And that is the end of that story.
I'm really happy for her.
I think we did it well. I think we did that right.
And then the next time she goes on a search, now she knows, like, if another guy's like, oh, I need time to think, she'll be like, okay, cool, have a good night.
Yeah.
I don't need time to think.
You know what? I've got all my thoughts transcribed right here. What do you need to know?
Yeah, what do you need to know?
Because I assume your thoughts would be about me, right? If you're thinking about, is this going to work?
Yeah.
I am the horse. Get it from my mouth. What up? What's up? It's like, that's why it's not going to work. You're a horse. I actually have a really fun bit. Nah, I'll say it. Yeah. I was just with my girlfriend at one point, and it was like, said something about eating like 90 apples to like be healthy. Just like eat like a bunch of apples.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought of this bit of like two guys getting together, and the guy's like, so tell me about this girl you've been dating. And he'd be like, yeah, she's great. Or it's like, no, what was it? It was like, and like, yeah, when it's that time of the month, and like your girl's like, oh yeah, she's like kind of upset, so I gotta get her like chocolates or whatever. And the other guy's like, yeah, it's that time of the month, your girl needs like 90 apples or whatever.
Because he's dating a horse.
Right. And yeah. And the guy's just like, what? Like, what do you mean? And he tries to drop it, and he's like, no, wait, show me a picture of your girlfriend. And it's just a horse with like makeup on.
Oh, she's got makeup on.
Right, the horse has makeup. And she's like, that's a horse.
That
and the
horse
guy's like, that's rude. I think she's beautiful. And it's like, well, no, it's a beautiful animal. It's a horse.
But it is a horse.
90 apples, girlfriend, 90 apples. Well, when the horse is on its period, it wants 90 apples.
Wow.
And I guess we'll be ending the stream with the question, do
women
horses
or
menstruate?
horses?
They do that, right? Don't they?
I'm not helping you.
ChatGPT, do horses shed their uterine lining? I want you to say yes.
This is like you're a bad boyfriend to the horse.
Well, he's getting her the 90 apples. It's more the realization that your friend is dating a horse and he thinks that it's a person.
You know what? I would accept someone for dating a horse more than for being poly.
That really shows that was a bad 3 years.
Yeah, no, man.
I would rather you date horses than Sandy.
I could compete with a horse, I think. I don't know, maybe not. Horses are pretty cool.
Dude, horses run very fast. You could probably win in certain contexts, but not in like,
yeah,
like hauling.
And you know what? I think horses have celebrities.
What? Like celebrity horses?
Yeah, like I feel like there's like an actor horse that's been in
Oh,
like
well,
all
what-
the Tarantino and Kubrick movies.
There's
You know what I mean?
like,
And like the Jordan
what are all the
Peele.
famous horses? Seabiscuit.
What about the original horse running on a whatever? Isn't that like the first movie?
Oh yeah, it was. That was the first movie.
That is the end of this episode. Thank you again. Thank you so much for coming in today and
Yes.
reading these stories with us and just hanging out.
This was really fun and cathartic too.
That's what everyone's like. Everyone coming into it, they're like, "What is this?" And then they come out of it, they're like, "That was really cool." Like that was just like it was like a chill hour of just like hanging out and just like talking. That's all it really is.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe
We love you.
and see you
See you tomorrow.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave. We have bonus stories that we think you're going to really like. So stay tuned for the next one.
My boyfriend's ex is becoming a problem, and he's oblivious to it.
The classic boyfriend's ex is a problem conundrum.
My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years. I love him so much, and I see a future where I'm married to him one day. He's such an amazing person, but is so oblivious. It's funny sometimes, frustrating other times, but sometimes just makes me really sad. I don't blame him for his obliviousness. It's just his nature. His parents and siblings are all the same way. He just doesn't get things.
It's the classic scorpion and the frog. It's simply my nature.
It's just his nature. That would be really. If I had a partner and they were talking about me this way, they were like, they're just oblivious. It's just their nature. I'd be like super offended. That said, he's not stupid once he figures things out. He's absolutely brilliant, but getting him to figure things out is tough. By the way, this comes from Simple Accountant, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. There are problems in our relationship, most of them minor, one of them very major. He's very aware of them. That's surprising. He makes it very clear how sorry he is when they come up, but he just doesn't understand why these things are problems and usually can't come to the conclusion of how to solve them without me spelling it right out for him and telling him what he needs to do. I really hate doing that. I often feel like I'm being controlling or guilting or manipulating him into doing things that he should already know how to do. So my boyfriend has survived a couple attempts through severe depression. He still suffers from depression, but it's amazing how much better he's doing today. This was before he met me, and he was in a long-term relationship when they occurred. His ex-girlfriend saved his life on multiple occasions, and for that, I'm so grateful. And it seems like that's kind of referring to self-harm, so I am going to put a trigger warning for self-harm for this episode. That said, I feel bad saying this, but that's just what any person who has any degree of morals at all does for something. I don't think that makes someone a great person. In fact, his ex is not a good person at all. My boyfriend feels that he's in some sort of life debt to her, and for that, will do anything to avoid upsetting her. This is a problem because our relationship upsets her. My boyfriend's ex is still in love with him. Yoicks. All these years later, and constantly needs to be consoled over the fact that my boyfriend is now with me. He's consoling her? They all hang out with their mutual group of friends together sometimes, and I've never been invited. It's not even the ex that makes the call, so my boyfriend says, and I trust him, but usually they're mutual friends on account of the ex's feelings. One time, it was even my boyfriend making the call, which hurt. She is constantly texting him, telling him what a terrible person he is for being happy with me, trying to get him alone, and just seemingly trying to get him to leave me for her. My boyfriend understands that I take issue with this, but the way he looks at it is just so nonsensical to me. His logic is that she saved his life years ago, and therefore he owes it to her to be there for her and to help her get over him.
I mean, how does that make zero sense to you, though? Like, let's be honest. It makes a little bit of sense, right? That if she thinks she saved his life.
I think that you can approach this in a different way.
Well,
I think that you don't have to be like, you don't know her anything. I think that you need to be like, she's not going to get over you if you keep hanging out with her. That's not how you get over someone.
Right. Logically, that makes perfect sense.
I've explained that going to hang out with her isn't doing anything about her feelings and is probably making it worse, but he doesn't see that at all. Okay, so you did try. Okay. The ex has no one else to talk to about her problems or her successes, so my boyfriend feels he has an obligation to talk her through her issues and be there to watch her succeed. It's weird. He doesn't understand how inappropriate it is to be hanging out with his ex who still loves him, especially when they hang out without me. It's important to note that as far as I'm aware, they have never hung out, just the two of them, at any point in our relationship. A few months ago, I had enough. The ex was calling my boyfriend all day, crying about how terrible it is that he's clearly happier with me.
See now, that's when you go, okay, well, I value my current relationship more than your feelings about my current relationship, so I can't entertain this. I can't help you.
Asking him how he can be so happy when she's so sad. Guilting him about how she was always there for him and that he needs to be there for her. I told my boyfriend that he needed to tell her to F off and be done with it. She's manipulating him and it's affecting our relationship very negatively. His response was that I have the wrong idea. She's just going through a hard time. She's truly happy for us and really wants to be friends with me. He told me that she isn't smart enough to manipulate someone. Seems like two apples from two separate trees fall pretty close together. My boyfriend says that the ex will go away eventually. He just needs to put up with her and be there for her for the time being. It's like holding a leash with a dog attached to it and like pulling it along and be like, the dog will go away eventually.
Yeah, but it's on
But you're holding a leash.
You're taking the dog with you.
Cutting her off is not an option to him because he feels it would risk their friend group. I don't understand how he doesn't get that he needs to cut her off. I don't want to be that controlling girlfriend who makes her boyfriend cut off his ex. I also don't want my boyfriend to resent me for being heartless or something. I honestly don't even know how he'd respond. The idea of cutting off someone who has been there for him through such a tough time is just a completely foreign concept to him. He is actually bewildered at the idea that people cut off toxic exes. What can I do here? I love my boyfriend so much. I want to make this work. When the ex isn't a problem, we have such an amazing relationship. However, I'm not stupid, and I'm not going to try and force a doomed relationship to work if that ends up being the case. It's probably important to mention that the ex hasn't been a problem in about a month. And before that, she was quiet for a month and a bit as well. That said, she's not been gone. She still messages him and such. She just hasn't been having fits or being noticeably manipulative. Obviously, I need to talk to my boyfriend about all of this, but should I bring it up on my own or wait to see if the ex causes a problem again? And there is an update, but what do you think?
100% bring it up.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Look,
Just
take all the stuff that's outside of
Take
you
it all
and
out.
your partner out of the equation. Take her out of the equation. What do you want out of your partnership, right? Do you want somebody who respects your relationship over relationships or friendships with others, regardless of their context? Like, do you feel like you need to be put above all the others? Because if you do and he's not doing that, then you need to have that conversation. And if he's not going to change his ways, and that's how you feel, then you should, respectfully walk away.
Yeah, I think it's not obliviousness, because you've had the conversations with him. You've made him aware that you're uncomfortable with this.
Yeah.
So at this point, he's just willfully ignoring you. Regardless of whether or not he's oblivious to her motives, doesn't really matter because he's aware of your thoughts and feelings on the situation.
That's a great point.
Yeah. But there is an update. Hey, Reddit. To summarize my original post and what has been happening. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years, and it's the best relationship I've ever been in by a long shot. His ex is still in his life as they have both been in the same friend group since they were little kids. The ex is still in love with him and is constantly crying to him about that. She's obviously not a fan of me for that reason, and it's led to me not being invited to events with my boyfriend's friends if the ex is there. His ex did save his life a couple times, which I'm very grateful for, but he now feels that he owes her some sort of life debt and is obligated not to make her upset.
Which is valid and very complicated, but also not something OP has to necessarily work through.
Yeah, agreed.
That's his thing.
He spends a lot of time consoling her over the phone when she's sad. He was totally oblivious to the issues. He doesn't believe that she's still in love with him and thinks that she's just clinging to him because she's sad and lonely. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. Your partner's upset. When I would explain my issues with the relationship, he'd be very sympathetic to me and genuinely want to remedy the situation. But he just could not comprehend that she was still in love with him, trying to make him feel bad about being with me and trying to get him back. It was just ridiculous to him that she would do that. Because of this, the ways he should have remedied many of these situations just were not apparent to him at all.
Oh, he's just like is he like really just like a little golden retriever guy? He's like, well, she wouldn't do that. She's literally going like, I hate that you're happy with her. You should be happy with me.
Yeah,
and he's
crazy.
like, oh, she's just working through it. She's really happy for us.
I just don't understand. Like, again, it really doesn't matter if she is in love with him or not. Like, that's not the problem here.
It's complicated to a point, but it should get real not complicated when your current partner goes, hey, I'm hating this.
I'm hating this.
Then it should be like very clear what you do after that.
Yeah. A while back, my boyfriend's ex gave a speech for a nonprofit that she is involved in. This is when I found out that the nonprofit she's involved in is the same nonprofit I'm involved in.
Oh.
My boyfriend had helped her write this speech after they had broken up already, so she really wanted him there. Naturally, her ex said she didn't want me there. It wasn't something I would have gone to anyway because it was only for certain people in the organization. When she said this, my boyfriend told me about it because that upset him. He told me he'd skip it if I wanted him to, but I told him to go, as he did have a part in writing the speech and I didn't want to be controlling. Looking back, I kind of wish I asked him not to go. My original post has some great advice come in, and my biggest takeaway is that I need to be more assertive and show my boyfriend that his ex and the problems she brought weren't minor problems to me, but really serious issues that he absolutely needed to address and address properly.
Oh, we hadn't done that?
His ex hasn't been a problem in a few months now. She still expects him to console her, and he does to a much lesser degree, but he is a lot more serious about boundaries with her now and doesn't put up with her trying to make him feel bad about being with me or whatsoever. Shortly before I had this talk with him, my boyfriend had gone to a party his friend's girlfriend was hosting. The ex was there, and I wasn't invited, I'm assuming, due to the ex. As usual, my boyfriend was totally oblivious to why I might take issue with that. I was really upset about it and was planning to say something, but I never brought it up because after we had our talk, he told me he'd never go to a party without inviting me again. Now to today. I'm really not sure what to do if this becomes an issue again. That nonprofit my boyfriend's ex gave a speech for, she actually has been honored for it at an event next weekend. A lot of people are being honored for different things, including myself for a project I ran. I'm unable to go to this event, unfortunately, due to a work obligation. My boyfriend wouldn't be going because he'd need to be the guest of someone involved in the organization. This might be me worrying over nothing, but I really think that his ex is going to invite him as her guest because he helped her so much with the speech. I would be so upset if he decided to go, but I'm not even sure if that's reasonable. Does it make sense for him to go to the event when I can't? To see his ex being honored for a speech he helped write? I don't even know. I feel like that's a deal breaker, but I love him so much. I can't bear the thought of ending things with him. I'm just not willing to let myself be disrespected. I'm not even sure if that's disrespectful.
Oh, it is.
By the way, you know what's never disrespectful? Listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search Poke Storytime.
That's right. I mean, it could be disrespectful if you listen to them and go, ugh, gross. Ew, I hate it. But we know you won't.
Yeah.
We know you'd never do that.
I think the important thing here is that he did promise to never go to a place without inviting you. And I don't know if he meant that in a way of like, I will invite you, and if you can't make it, I'll still go. But at least I've invited you, or I'll never go to a place that, you know, you can't go to. I'm not quite sure what he meant there.
Yeah, I think it really needs to.
But I think you need to like figure what that means to you. Like, what do you mean that? Do you mean that he can never go somewhere that you can't go? Not saying that you do. Do you mean that he at least needs to invite you to something? Do you just not want him to go to events where his ex is at? You have to figure out what you want and tell him that. And then if he says, I'm going to do it anyway, maybe you guys aren't a fit.
It should be a basic principle that, like, your ex-girlfriend saying that I hate that you're happy with another woman, like, isn't like she's just working through some stuff. It's like, she probably shouldn't be working through it with you.
Yeah.
The ex-boyfriend. my guy. So
Agreed.
let a professional take over that responsibility. It's not yours.
Secondly, at the end of this month, one of his friends will be having a going away party. It will be all of his old friends there, including his ex. My boyfriend hasn't mentioned us going. He's only mentioned the party itself. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he'll bring me. But after being left out because of the ex before, I don't even know. What if he's told by the party host he can't bring me? Should I expect him to not go? Yeah, I think that if a party host is telling him that he can't bring his girlfriend of 2 years to something, that's disrespectful. Why would you even want to go to the party?
Right. I can't imagine people are really doing that either.
I would hope not.
It sounds like nonsense.
I don't want him to miss his friend's going away party, but he promised me he always would bring me to his friends' parties. I really, really don't want this relationship to end. I will do everything I can to make it work, but I'm not going to deal with disrespect and broken promises. At the same time, my boyfriend can be so oblivious sometimes and might not even realize what he's doing is hurting me. I also don't want to hold him to his promises to a crazy degree. Like if the host of the going away party says I can't come, but he has a totally valid reason that doesn't have anything to do with the ex, would he still be in the wrong for going? Honestly, yeah, I think if the host of the party says you can't come, he would be in the wrong for going because they're disrespecting his relationship.
Yeah,
Why would he even want to go to that party?
At some point, he would have to go, who do you want, me or my ex? If she can't handle the fact that I have a girlfriend, that's not on my girlfriend.
Exactly. How do I make sure my boyfriend is respecting boundaries and me while making sure I don't become a crazy girlfriend? Communication.
Well, no, you've got a crazy boyfriend.
Yeah, crazy boyfriend.
That's the thing. It's why we're so worried about optics.
Yeah.
Forget the optics. What do you feel? What do you want?
What do you feel?
Just base all of it off of that.
Your boyfriend's not listening to you. He's not oblivious. He just isn't listening.
My boyfriend opened a credit card under my name without asking permission.
Jail.
A literal jail. My boyfriend John and I met at a seasonal position just over 3 years ago. And when I went to finish my studies in college after my contract was over, he moved in with me. By the way, this comes from user I can't think of a name. Woo! And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. My parents were supporting me a bit, and I was working a couple jobs at my university along with going to school. So when John struggled to find a job, as the town we lived in was notorious for having a terrible job market, I didn't worry too much. He worked a part-time job at Target for a couple months and sold a lot of his belongings to help pay the bills. Soon, John began bouncing from job to job, either them letting him go because they were overstaffed, or he would become extremely depressed because he felt all he was doing with his life was playing catch-up on bills and washing dishes. I understood his feelings and sympathized because I've had depression almost all my life, so I didn't mind supporting us, even though I was extremely stressed and stretched out. I would try to help him find a job or try and help him volunteer somewhere to help with his depressed feelings, but he didn't want to volunteer because he said he needed to get paid to support us, but the jobs just weren't hiring. Fast forward to my last semester of college, I found out I was pregnant and couldn't keep the baby because I wasn't ready by any means, and my parents threatened me if I got pregnant in college with various cruel words.
Great parenting.
Props to Abe. Good job, parents.
Nice.
That's the best way to keep someone from getting pregnant is to make them as afraid of it as possible.
Wow.
I struggled thoroughly with my depression because I really wanted a baby and just knew it wasn't time. John did the same because all he ever wanted was to be a father. But I thought we could band together and work through it. I got a really good job and was about to get my degree. He had just left a job, but we were doing okay. Struggling financially and not always eating dinner, but no worse than a lot of my friends who were supporting themselves as well. Fast forward again about 3 months, and I find out about a month after my pregnancy ended, John had taken out a credit card in my name and spent money with it.
What?
What?
No.
I confronted him
Good.
after I called my credit card agency.
Nice.
He did a credit card off my main credit card, which I didn't know. Oh, I don't know how that works. Ask Capital One. I called them to figure out why I was being charged 2 monthly fees and found out he had taken it out, and by recognizing the email he used to make an account. He denied it at first, but finally broke down and said he really wanted to help me build my credit. Finances were a big factor on not having a child, and he was going to pay the bill once he was working again.
Wait. He's like, no, babe. Babe, I have to tell you, I took out a credit card in your name because I wanted to help you build your credit.
I wanted to give you a big, sparkly, shiny 800.
Your credit score is at 650, and I just thought it could go up.
I was furious, and I told him so. He explained he doesn't actually know how credit cards really work.
Yeah,
Go figure.
That's pretty obvious, my friend.
He was raised in foster care, which is, I guess, the excuse he gave to understand
He's like,
understand
I don't
credit, which
understand how
doesn't
credit
make sense.
Because I was raised in foster care.
I told him to never pull this stunt again and that he was on thin ice. After a few weeks, I cooled down and I told him if he did anything else like this, it was time to let me know so we could deal with it. I told him I would be mad, but I would rather he tell me right now so we can work with it and move on. He said no, so we moved on.
I think you did something else.
I have a feeling...
Dude, I would have checked I would have gone to my bank and said, like, is there any suspicious activity on anything?
So John ended up getting another job and said he would help me pay off a credit card. So I said sure and was very excited that I was getting help paying bills and proud that he was helping me. It turns out that wasn't the case, and the bills were not getting paid on this credit card, and he had been using it, and it was overdue and maxed out. I didn't monitor anything on it because I trusted him, which is stupid.
Yeah.
I confronted him over it and said, I don't know how to handle this anymore. He apologized and so on and so forth. Well, by then, a bunch of outside factors were affecting us. We were living with a self-absorbed roommate who was stealing my things and overcharging us for rent, and I was dealing with a lot of past trauma that suddenly surged into the forefront of my life. So I was really just at the end of my rope. We packed up and moved out to do some seasonal work again just to try and get everything settled. Girl, this is when you leave.
This is when you leave.
That's when you leave. You said, hey, don't ever do anything like this again. You're on thin ice. And that's that.
And then that's it.
He did it again. Now he should have fallen through that ice.
And also he lied to you.
Right. It's time to stand on business.
If
you renege on this, you're just teaching him he can get away with whatever he wants. I told John that now that we're both employed, I needed him to help me pay back those bills, that these were his fault as much as mine. Which, no, they were way more his fault than yours because you were not responsible for that.
Yeah, they were
What are you
just
talking
his
about?
fault. They're just in your name.
Right. He needs to help me clean up the mess he made. He broke down and said he's working as hard as he can and we're getting paid so little and that he feels all I want from him is money.
You keep stealing her money.
Not even stealing her money. You're stealing her credit.
You're stealing her
it's
identity.
not even money. It's money you don't have that she will owe. Do you think a credit card is just free money?
His money.
I thought this was the free plastic rectangle.
This guy is
Fool.
oblivious.
Fool. Did you go to the foster care system where they have a machine that sucks the brain out of your head?
Yeah.
And that you can't think anymore? What? So my idiot boyfriend thinks all I want from him is money. I tried to tell him that's not the case. I'm just sick of feeling like I handle all the finances and that he spent money that was under my name while I had to take the responsibility to pay it back. I told him I felt like he was using me, and he explained that he wouldn't have sold almost all his possessions if he was using me, and he's doing the best he can to save up and pay things back. Committing credit card fraud is not doing your best.
No, it's doing your worst.
He hasn't paid things back. And I get yelled at if I do because we have to save to see my family. They've demanded it, then the plane ticket has already been purchased, and we have to save to move somewhere after this seasonal job ends. But I'm getting pestered by collectors constantly, and my credit score is not good. I explained that I feel my credit score is important to moving and making a new life because housing and jobs take that into consideration. And he says I'm stressing too much. Girl, you just leave this guy.
Yeah, he sucks. I'm like literally stealing stuff from you.
I don't feel like I'm stressing too much, but I have a history of being extremely hard on myself and demanding perfection. I'm worried I'm just demanding perfection of him too. I can honestly see he's trying and working extremely hard, but I feel like he could be doing more. And every time I bring it up, he gets so sad because he can tell it's hurting me.
That's
He's-
crazy. You're giving him way too much credit.
He has like reverse Stockholm syndrome or
He's
something,
like,
or like
I'm
you
trying
do.
so hard, and you're like, I feel so bad because I'm being so hard on him. I mean, like, I get that he's trying, even after he stole my credit. He's still trying.
Yeah, not to mention he's committed financial fraud against you.
Financial fraud.
You should press charges against him and break up with him. I'm worried he's trying to fix it and I don't see it because I only understand one way of fixing this, and that's paying everything off. Whereas he sees fixing it as saving up and making sure we don't have to go into debt anymore. Am I being too hard on him or too impatient with trying to repair things financially, or am I just ignoring red flags because I love the bugger to death? And there's an update.
You're
We've already said to
ignoring
run.
red flags left and right, girl. Pay attention to those red flags because they're only getting redder.
Update. Thank you all for the thoughts and insight. I guess I told a lot of information without some other things I did. After I found out about the initial credit card stuff, I canceled those cards immediately and cut them up after confronting John and taking them. I started studying my credit reports and such for the first time and have been trying to budget. We live in a place that takes rent and food out of our paychecks, so those bills are not a worry currently. And by the way, you can worry about listening to full episodes with stories just like this on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts, all you got to do is search OK Storytime. And then you can listen to over 2,000 episodes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wee wah.
This relationship cannot continue.
Like, what would have to happen? Would he have to
Pay off any of the loans?
steal cash? Like, what would he have to do to get you to see that you should leave? Steal jewelry? Like, he's stolen from you. Like, he stole your identity.
Refuses
and
to
gave
pay
you
off your
debt. That is the same thing as stealing money from you.
Yes.
And he goes, relax. Relax, babe. Make him face the consequences. Don't just break up with him. Make him face the consequences of criming you.
He's a
crimed
crimer.
you. Crimed you a river.
criminal.
Let's finish this story. I spoke to him last night and told him I felt he was manipulating me to get away with this, and he took it very well. There were no tears and no yelling. We spoke like adults. I told him that a lot of things he was saying felt like utter BS around those credit cards, and he explained he's an idiot about credit and has gone his whole life without knowing anything about it. This is the only bad thing he's done, and it wasn't out of spite. That may sound stupid to some of you, but it's clear to me, and that's why I'm still here. We're working on a lot of financial plans, and when we live in civilization again, I'm going to look into getting both of us into financial counseling and probably regular counseling. It's hard to know total situations without knowing both parties. And accurate.
Yeah.
But I'm deeply grateful for those of you who opened your minds and hearts on this situation and reached out to me. It really means a lot.
Well, I don't know. We don't know your relationship, I guess. We only know what you told us, and you told us he frauded you. So,
Of course, every moment of your relationship is not going to be your boyfriend committing fraud against you.
this is true.
But we can't let the good times,
Allow us to forget that he frauded.
right,
He committed the fraud. The big fraud.
it's the bank robber. The bank robber walks into the bank dressed like a bank robber, and you can go into the vault, and he takes the money, and you go, what's up with that? He goes, I don't know, I didn't mean to.
It's just in my nature.
I just don't know how to take money out of the bank the right way. I don't know. And you go, okay, well, next time you come in, you get a withdrawal slip and you get some money out of the bank, and it's okay. Next time he comes in, he has a bigger bag. He goes into the vault. He takes even more money, and he goes,
I just don't understand.
You know me.
I was raised in the foster care system.
I was raised in the foster care system. I'm a U.S. Marshal. But yeah, it's have your line, know when it's crossed, and if it goes there, you got to break up with her.
My girlfriend wanted me to move out, so I broke up with her.
Well, that's a decision.
So my significant other and I were immediately attracted to one another. We met 6 years ago, and I moved in with her only after a couple of months. I knew what I was getting into. She owned a condo that she purchased with her ex, who had left her probably about a year prior, and she was stuck with a poor mortgage rate and was struggling to chip away at about $10,000 in credit card debt. By the way, this comes from Stray Canoe, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, I don't mind at all that I would be a great help to her financially because We both got along so well from day one. I'm eccentric. Read introvert, emotionally complicated, not always the easiest person to get along with. And I value the fact that she saw past my weird exterior to the kind, loving, and generous person that I am when given the chance to open up in a comfortable environment.
So, like, that's usually, like, kind of just partnership?
I guess so. I didn't feel taken advantage of. The affectionate feelings we had were, and still are, mutual and genuine. That always formed the core of the life we share. As years went by, we discovered things about each other that caused problems, as one would expect, for the most part. We were a living embodiment of the serenity prayer. We learned to accept things about one another. I am emotionally needy sometimes. She kind of sucks at household and managing finances. We changed things that we could. My neediness restricted her socially, so I learned to trust her, not to begrudge her time with her friends. She tries her best to be tidy and prudent with her cash flow and tries to meet my emotional needs in a healthy, non-dysfunctional, disabling way. And our wisdom grew slowly but surely. Through it all, our affection for and commitment towards one another won out other conflicts. Okay, this seems to be pretty good.
We're
so far.
inching in the right direction.
Teaming up allowed us to tackle her crappy financial situation. It took some time, but we got rid of the credit card debt, and we have managed to keep the condo. The thing is, even though we teamed up, we both wanted independent finances, so we have kept our separate bank accounts. We split expenses, not quite evenly. I cover food, internet, entertainment, car payments, while she shoulders the responsibilities for handling the overpriced mortgage payments, home insurance, and condo fees because she sees it as her mess. That's true. It is also her condo. I know that you're like living in there with her. She's taking on more of it, and it is her condo. It seems kind of fair, right? Should he chip in on the condo mortgage payments if he's living there?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, is it going to be like a split asset? Like, are you guys, how far are you guys going with that?
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, if you want to do something, like, it should definitely be a written agreement.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be like iron it out for real if you're going to do it.
She wouldn't let me sign on the mortgage or even sit in when she had it renewed, even though I just wanted to learn the process. I've never had a mortgage myself. Unfortunately, she still misses the occasional payment due to her habit of spending most of her extra money rather than saving it, and I've had to bail her out. So now he's kind of helping out.
I just love the way that's phrased. Like, unfortunately, due to circumstances completely out of our control, she is constantly spending all of her money.
Dang. You'll see, this is unfair because I'm able to save a good amount of money because I was covering fewer expenses. But she still insists on paying me back, even if it takes a few months. This has been the arrangement all this time, and so far, it has worked itself out despite being somewhat unbalanced. As for the non-financial aspect, our bond, while a little less passionate than when we first met, is still strong. Less strong than I believe, more on that to come. We are still affectionate and intimate and spend lots of time and our spare time together. But we have separate hobbies and groups of friends, which gives us some breathing room. Admittedly, both of our lives are in a bit of a rut. I've been in the same job since we met, ordered desk clerk at a building supply company with minimal chance for advancement, though I am toying with the idea of becoming machinist. I play bass, sing an occasional rock band once a week with occasional performances. She is a clothing store manager, advancing slowly but surely towards becoming a district manager. But she does little in her spare time but hang out at home with me, watch TV, see friends occasionally, and mess around with the odd craft project. Okay, seems like a regular couple.
We're finding balance.
Both of our jobs are stressful, and I have started drinking moderate amounts almost every day in order to relax and unwind when I get home, while she barely drinks at all.
That's not a good coping mechanism, my guy. Let's not do that.
I don't get much exercise, so I put on some weight. But for the most part, she hasn't put any pressure on me to change my lifestyle. I believe we are both sufficiently content. That changed last night. When she was over at her best friend's house, her friend being the wife of a married couple, while I was at home chilling, browsing Reddit, and getting ready for bed, I texted her around midnight. When I was expecting her to come home, asking whether she would still drive to me to work the next day because my car was in the shop. But to my surprise, her phone was off. Okay, whatever, I said to myself. They're probably just having a good time, and she forgot to plug her phone in. I fought the urge to be my old needy self and text her friend to ask my significant other to call me. But as the minutes turned into an hour, I became increasingly nervous since this wasn't like her at all. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm thinking cheating, but like she probably just has her phone not on. You? Any thoughts?
I mean, like, I'll be a worrier guy. So if it comes down to the point where I'm like, I've expected to hear from you and I haven't, I'm not gonna be like, ooh, am I being clingy? I'm gonna be like, hey, you're alive, right?
Okay,
And
you're
just doing
checking about safety.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just want to make sure okay.
Yeah.
And then if you don't want to talk to me, all right, okay.
She finally texted me back, saying she was surprised I was still up and giving me some cryptic response about what they were up to. This freaked me out for one very large reason. The friend that she was visiting and this friend's husband both had hinted in the past that they didn't think my significant other and I were right for each other. I never put much thought to it since they are very different people from us, and neither of them understand or even know me particularly well. And I thought my significant other also took their perspective with a grain of salt. Apparently not. Ooh, after a few drinks and it gets late at night, you start. Oh yeah, that sounds about right.
Start letting the truth fly.
Start letting influences hit. Finally, at 2 a.m., she called me. I was wide awake and a nervous wreck. I was initially very upset about her lateness, but I calmed down and asked what she had been up to. She confirmed that what I had feared was in fact not paranoia, and it was actually quite well founded. She even dropped the proverbial bomb. She said that she had been dissatisfied for some time and was looking at scenarios that would solve the problems that she perceived. I was confused at first because she was beating around the bush with her choice of words. But when she made it home, I questioned what she really meant, and the real story came out. The only scenario that she thought would be helpful for me was to move out. Out of 14,500,000,083,400,001.
I mean, like, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe like you guys moved in real quick, and it's hard to it can be difficult to like take a perceived step back in a relationship where it's like, well, we moved in together and it failed, so now what? Did we fail?
Yeah.
But it can just be like you did it too early, maybe.
I would say that
But
thought
you know,
process behind moving in, it's moving in, proposing, and then married, and then, on from there. But
yeah, I feel like move in and then undoing that is okay, but it's like, it's not like being like, let's get engaged, and then it's like, okay, just kidding, let's unengage. I feel like that's like you're probably not making it back from that. But
moving in together and being like, we should move out.
if it's done in the right way, you could do it. But if it's emotionally charged at all, it's probably going to be like the beginning of the end.
She didn't say break up. In fact, it seems she wants to separate just for a while so she can work some things out for herself. I was very emotional at first. I'm a person who is most comfortable with a partner I can live and share a bed with every night. I couldn't imagine that our relationship could survive a separation, but I calmed myself down and listened very carefully to the reasons she wanted to have this happen. She is unhappy with the aforementioned rut that we're in and with the kind of people we have become. She is concerned that we are both inactive blobs that sit around too much, that my job is a dead end, and that the fact that I've begun drinking more and gaining more weight is a sign that our lives are in a downslide. She put a lot of blame on herself. She feels guilty that I have to bail her out and do most of the household work, and yet, at the same time, she shifted the blame on me, in so many words, to me, or rather the relationship itself, for being a crutch, basically enabling her to be lazy and financially irresponsible because I'm always there to help her out and do the things that need to be done. She also felt guilty that she was keeping me from playing more music, even though I had made my own choice about it. I had, at a time when I was more enthusiastic about jamming, expressed a desire for us to move closer to the city center for that purpose, but it simply hadn't been possible for us at that time. And as a few years passed, I chose to settle into a more casual approach to playing.
Oh my God, so they've been living together for years.
Yep.
Is that what I just heard?
Yep. I think so.
This is just my theory. This is my feeling on it. She's kind of seeing you go downhill in a way, so to speak.
Mm.
And instead of being like, all right, I'm going to try to uplift my partner out of this, she's kind of being like, ooh, that's not the guy I liked, so I'm going to back away.
Yeah.
And like, you know, after 6 years,
And also helping her pay off her debt.
and you helped her pay off her debt,
She said
you'd think that there'd be more.
Yeah.
There's a lot of issues.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues.
And
I think they're being addressed. They're not breaking up. They're just being addressed. She says she recognizes that her shortcomings that are causing her distress, but she's convinced that she will be unable to improve herself within our current arrangement. She wants to be alone to prove that she can be independent and look after herself. I argue that there's nothing wrong with me being there to help her because that's what couples are meant to do, and that if she really wants to change her behavior, I can be a help rather than a hindrance. I pointed out that she is always broke, even with me covering expenses, so there's no way she would be able to keep up the condo if we were to separate. She believes otherwise. She thinks that covering all the expenses herself will force her to become more responsible. My instinct told me her reasoning is backwards, and I said so. She pushes me away. She'll only dig herself into another hole. I believe she has to find the change within herself while in a safe, supportive environment. Maybe she's right, but my own experiences prior to meeting her taught me that total independence is an illusion. In the broader sense, we modern humans are totally dependent on the society in which we live in, and the individual sense, turning down assistance, which is solely needed, only serves to pointless alienation from oneself, from those who wish to help. I argued that what matters is how we behave when we receive assistance. On the other end of the spectrum, we can choose to use generosity as an excuse for complacency and become spoiled, always expecting a handout. On the correct end of the spectrum, we can be inspired by generosity and use it as an opportunity to better ourselves and eventually return or pay forward what we have given.
I feel like something's being talked around. I feel like
I feel circles.
There's something in the middle of all of this like jargon, which whatever, it has its place, but it's like, why are we talking about that?
Girl,
She
break up with him.
probably wants to break up and find someone else because she's not attracted to you anymore because you're depressed and drinking a lot and you aren't as physically appealing to her as you used to be.
Yep.
She doesn't want to say that to you. So she's saying all this other stuff,
Yeah.
but like, that's a reality sometimes. It's like, and it's informing.
Yeah.
It's like she's not wanting to lift you up out of this.
I don't like this.
It's just like, yeah, she doesn't want to say the thing that would make her an undeniable bad guy in the situation,
Yeah.
which is, I don't want to stick around while you're down and out. I want to go find greener pastures.
Let's keep reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that, for example, if I have the time to clean the kitchen, rather than feel guilty about it or accepting unequal situation as the norm, she should express her gratitude by cleaning the bathroom. But no, it seems there's no convincing her. She cannot see any other solution, and it appears I will be forced to accept it. It's funny. Neither of us grew up with the best role models to show us how to maintain a steady relationship. I was raised by a single mother who, while being intelligent and loving, was never able to maintain relationships with men for more than a year or two, probably due to the abuse she suffered as a young woman. My significant other's parents despised one another and fought consistently, and yet forced themselves to live under the same roof because they thought that it was the proper environment in which to raise two of their daughters. Her mother's solution to conflict would be to leave for a long period of time, but she would always come back, though not now that her kids are grown. Now my significant other is adopting the same strategy as her mother. Hold up now. She can't seem to recognize that the fact that she and I are able to set our emotions aside and discuss our concerns in a calm and rational way suggests that we and I have the potential to form a healthier relationship than our parents ever did. She is overcome with pessimism, and nothing I've said so far has changed her mind. Simply writing this novella of the post has helped me to organize my thoughts on the situation, but I would appreciate any advice you wacky internet strangers might be able to offer. And by the way, if you have any advice and you want to talk along with us, go to your favorite freaking podcast platform, Apple, iHeart, or Spotify, search up OK Storytime, and comment along. Just listen to it, press pause, say you were a little bit, press continue, and then you'll hear Dakota spot or Keon spot.
That's right.
Guys, we got an edit. I think she wants to break up with you,
Yeah.
and this guy is overthinking like crazy.
Well, she doesn't want to be the bad guy. No one ever wants to be the bad guy. Is it suspicious that the ex-girlfriend had her house paid off, or that this girlfriend had the house paid off, and now she's like, I gotta like go find other guys?
Yeah.
That is a little suspicious, but there's other factors like OP's personality, and it's like, look, if people change, like 6 years is more than enough time for somebody to change, and they can change into a person that we're not quite as into as the person they were when we met them.
Let's read the update. After listening to the advice I received here and elsewhere, although it seemed to echo the same sentiment, I went ahead and stopped resisting what I now realize to be the best course of action for both of us.
They breaking up.
Already knew it deep down, but I was afraid of the pain and emptiness that comes with a breakup. Thankfully, there's no anger or hatred between us, only love and compassion, which will make the transition a bit easier, though we are both currently drowning in highly complicated feelings. So they broke up?
Yeah, they're done. And that's the end, just like that?
I know you helped me pay off my credit card debt and pay my mortgage, but yeah, you should leave now.
But, also, just because someone did that for you does not mean that you're,
Entitled to
obligated to stay with them forever. However, it does feel like he's in like a really bad place. And instead of being like, all right, I'm going to make sure we get through this, she's like, it's really looking like this is more than I want to chew on right now.
Okay.
So I think we should just, and then instead, but she's not putting it like that. She's trying to put it in the way where it's like, oh, it's this, who knows? And it's really me, but it's not me. It's like you and how I feel about you. And then that's me, but really it's you. And none of that got sorted out. And now you paid for her house and she's being like, I can't handle you at your worst. So goodbye.
Yeah, it's probably best that they both break up because they seem toxic for one another.